Alright. So in this video, we're going to review power and control. Okay, so many of the sites that we go to, you can see the sexism inherent in these places, how it is geared specifically towards females. If you go in as a male victim to any of these places, they don't know what to do. Well, yes, they do. They treat you differently. It's more of a standoff. It's less of a, well, we have those resources here, we have those resources here. Yes, you can utilize those resources, but also we get to see if it's a homeless woman. Same thing. They will literally steal your kid and give your kid to somebody who's not even the father if you're a homeless woman. How horrible is that? They did that to Claire. Now, Claire took severe advantage of it, but I'm used to it. I'm also used to simps. You guys know what those are. These are the idiots who follow an established power and control based on being woke. You're not being victimized. But there's lots of men who are. And those men can't speak up without you talking about women. Women, 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 women. Oh, men are more sexually oriented. No, they're not. Are you fucking kidding me? You ever gone and listened to your mom's church group, son? Woke society is broke. Your woke society is selling a false narrative. Your woke society is perpetuating violence against men. Nearly every fight that I've seen men get into, nearly every one of them was over a woman or over money. Was it over power and control of that woman? No, it was her power and control trip. We have taught women to play men off of one another, to teach them to go at each other's throats. I can always tell when some simp was raised by a bunch of sisters and a mother with no daddy in their life, because they believe all of that simp crap. And they will sell it to you. They will yell at you and talk over you. They don't care if they lose their job over it. It'll be your first day you'll be arguing with some dude. You're a simp telling a man that men are stupid. Well, now you're just being sexist and an idiot. But that doesn't mean that you're not a person. See, here's the thing. You being a simp means that you're more likely to, of course, go along with what women tell you. A woman told you, and you're in a woke society, you do what women tell you in a woke society, or you will be punished. And that is how it is. Now let's take a look here. I'm going to give you a link. Now this is according to Fox News, so we don't know how true it is. 349 school educators in the United States. 349 of them were arrested last year for sex-related crimes. Over 75% of those were against students. 82% of those were perpetuated by men. But how many people are likely as males to turn in their predators? Take a look at the last 6 years of my life. Why do men commit suicide rather than try to get help? Because how we're treated. We live in a simp society. We've got brain dead rednecks, and then we got punks. What's the difference?
What's that?
Brain dead rednecks.
All right. That's good for you. Hey, you're fine. That's good. Don't worry. Thank you very much. Like that? That's too loud? A little loud down. Not for John it is. You probably barely hear it. That's good. Thank you. Hear it okay?
Now, one of the things we're looking at here is
There's points on my bed.
using emotion. This is what Natalie and her friends and family would do to me, and my friends and family as well, for over a year before she was killed. Putting the victim down, making the victim feel bad about herself. Ah, yes, exactly, very pointed. Very specifically, herself.
That number, the two number 11s that play. There's no state for that.
It's sexist and pointed. Services that we're supposed to go to have women's names on. Women's Rights Coalition. Why are we sending mails to the Women's Rights Coalition? That's insanity.
Yeah.
Now, then we've got calling the victim names. Over and over and over again, people did these things to me. Nobody cared. Nobody gave two shits. Says making the victim think that she is crazy. Notice it's very pointed. As women being the victim, this is what we have sold at us every single day. It says making the victim think that she is crazy, playing mind games, humiliating the victim, making the victim feel guilty. Can't make me feel guilty. Are you kidding me? You can't make me feel guilty for defending myself. You cannot make me feel guilty for speaking up about abuse. You can't do it. All you can do is talk over me or yell over me. Increase your volume so I can increase my volume too. Being stuck in public makes it very difficult for me to get anything done. Makes it difficult for me to get the phone calls that I need done. Meanwhile, I was forced into homelessness. Forced into it by repeated chronic and rampant abuse. Meanwhile, nobody would do anything about the abuse. Even if I got here. You guys want to keep on pushing that? How about you shut up and take a look at what it's really like? How about instead of arguing with someone who's having to live through it? How about instead of arguing with the person who's living through it as if you know better than them, as if they're mentally retarded and you have a crystal ball that tells you everything? Don't be so stupid. No. I've got records of the mind games played by these people, the head games they played, the lies that they told, and why. And we got these American Simps want to make outrageous claims. No, there's a reason. Even though women are more likely, that's right, more likely sexually predatory, especially women in teaching and nursing. Well, that's not entirely true, is it? Depends on what type of predator you are. If you're a predator who is attracted to little boys, you're probably going to want to become a teacher. If you're a predator who just wants to kill people, you're probably going to become a nurse or a police officer. It's about dominance, power, and control. Just now, why is it the things that a predator does to his victim prevent them from turning in their predator? Why is it that the police, their protocols are exactly the same? Here in the United States, we got a lot of old men who are
No, I didn't watch it, but
a lot of them. A lot of old men who want to talk about how great it was back in the day when they were part of the KKK. And here we are in Tillamook, Oregon now. After coming here from Chapel, Nebraska, you know what? At least in Chapel, Nebraska, they hold their KKK meetings in private. Here they hold them in churches, in McDonald's, in Fred Meyer's. And a lot of these guys are former police officers. They'll sit there and tell you how much they hate homosexuals, how gross homosexuals are. Like, really, why are we hiring pretty much exclusively brain-dead rednecks to be police officers? Also, right before COVID comes around, there's all these people saying, I was praying to God that some sort of flu would come through and kill all them racist old people. And then we got this great and wonderful flu to get rid of all these racist old people. And then you wanna save your racist old grandma. You don't want your racist old grandma to die. You just want everybody else's racist old grandma to die. Oh wait, no, you're gender specific. Very specifically, you pointed at men. It must be men's fault, men's fault, men's fault. Now, nearly every morning, no matter where I go, people get extremely loud, and I sit here quietly and say nothing. And nothing, and nothing. And eventually I get to the point where I've heard enough hatred towards homosexuals, enough hatred towards the homeless. But yeah, I'm going to get on and start recording.
Girls play Oklahoma.
What do Americans care about? Sex, money, and sports. It's what we have shoved at us. And then there's these people who want to go, oh, well, men are more sexually oriented. No, we're not. No, we are not. Even if you wanted to go by average, not a single one of us is average. There is not a single person in the world who is perfectly average. Okay.
It's gonna be on all day and all night.
Now,
Till 10, 11 o'clock at night.
this is all about power and control. This is all about people who didn't want to get in trouble. People who did wrong things, including police officers, who helped sex offenders to get away, knowingly, willingly, intelligently, and repeatedly. But because they have badges, and because I had to go in alone, I was abused for trying to turn my predators. That is what a man has to be afraid of. If a man is physically abused, he has to keep his mouth shut, and he knows it. And we got these entitled little bitch boys. You know, the little simps.
So you play like 20 league games.
You know, the white boy who's going to tell you, another white boy who's been victimized, that you couldn't possibly have been victimized because you're white. This is the same guy who wants to talk about how oppressed women are. Meanwhile, women are oppressing all of us. Every one of us in the United States is oppressed by women. Because we have taught women that the law does not apply to them. It does not count with them. And if they do something horrible and wrong, they're going to get leniency. If they're arrested at all. How many of you boys out there, after being molested by a woman, how many of you are too afraid to turn it in? See, we got this stigma in society that we attach to men. Men are violent, men are horrible, men are rotten. No. Let me tell you something. I want to tell you, every single man in America, every one of you, she chooses who she dates. She does that. Do not blame men for her choosing to date an a-hole. If she gets beaten up by her boyfriend and she goes back, that's her fault. Her fault. It's not your job to rescue her. She's not going to rescue you. If you're beaten by your girlfriend, she's going to tell you you just need to let it go. She can't do anything. She's just a girl.
I thought it was right there at the blue.
So now you're supposed to feel sorry for her because of her gender. How many times have you guys gone out of your way to help a woman in a way that you would never help a man? Now, is it because you were trying to get into her panties? Probably not.
Yeah.
When your four neighbors come out and help that 80-year-old granny to move all of her stuff, they're not getting paid for it. They're volunteering out of the goodness of their heart. Are they trying to have sex with your grandma? Probably not. Now, how many women have you known that have sex with no ulterior motive? How many women have thrown you in a dumpster like trash as a friend because they got a temporary penis? How many times have women called you and said, I need a rescue, I need a rescue, I need a rescue, and you come running because that's what you need?
Yeah, about your side, John.
Well, how many women do that for you? What does it cost you, and do they actually help? You can't talk about your abuse as a man without people interrupting you and talking over you and telling you about women. Why are we all fighting for women's rights at the detriment of our own? And of course, we got this whole gender bias, right? We got a bunch of women who want to say that we should stop going by gender roles, but then they just want to stand by the side of the road when their tire is popped. Like, really?
That's his Bobby Guy.
Changing your tire is very much a survival skill if you're going to have a vehicle. You might get stuck on a road where there's lots of traffic. You might get stuck on a road like the one I was stuck on between Wyoming and Alliance. I mean, that trucking road was about 80 miles of nothing.
So everybody doing here so early?
80 miles of nothing. Bless you. You get stuck on the side of that road, yeah, you're very vulnerable. Also, it does get hot. There aren't a whole lot of trees. There are a lot of ticks. Probably not a bad place. Probably not a good place to not know how to change a tire.
They were there before.
Now, this teaching your children to be sexist is taught both ways.
You were right where the new were.
Now, when you got a young man who wants to talk about how men are stupid,
Where was the car?
why does he believe that? Why is he specifically targeting men? What is his specific hatred towards men? Well, there's a good chance that he was a victim of a male assailant. I know a lot of people who stick up just for women's rights and hate homosexuals. It's usually because they had a male assailant. Their predator was a male. Male on male crime. Now, when we have black on black crime, we got to point that out, don't we? No, it's just crime. Those black folks that were at that BLM rally,
Yeah.
the ones who assaulted black homeless people, threw artillery shells at black homeless people who were sleeping in sleeping bags, walked up to homeless people and shot them in the head while they were sleeping. This is the America we live in.
Instead, they went down the other way and bought some folks out.
What if my friends did?
On the right-hand side.
They put me down. Talked to me like I was an idiot. Talked to me like I was retarded. Told me, Sean, you're the most intelligent person I know. Really? Then why are you talking to me like I'm a retard?
Yeah, that's
The metal building.
Do you really think that I'm so retarded that I need you to tell me that Natalie's dead all these years later? Do you really think that I'm so mentally retarded that I don't realize that her killer is in prison? So you guys don't want to look at the abuse that I endure. You want to focus just on anything that you can use as an excuse to look the other way. My friends and family told me that they don't care who hurts me.
Right.
What they care about is money. What they care about is control. These people try to make me feel bad for coming to them for help. Treating me like I'm a horrible person expecting. But then again, if you're a part of the situation, I'm going to expect you to tell those two children making the victim feel guilty. You cannot make the victim feel guilty. You can try. What's one of the most common things that I speak up about? People I went to for help.
For years, we used to
Trying to assume that I must be guilty because I have a winky. You like that I said a winky instead of penis? Some people are offended by the word penis.
What was her name?
You can't make the victim feel bad about themselves, especially not me. But here it's very specifically pointed. You can see it says
Oh, is that right?
This is the training that these places get. They get it pounded into their head that men can't be victims. It specifically says herself, so it's only for women, right?
Yeah, that guy had the coke.
Pretty stupid.
He was a rich man. He had the whole Chance Road. He sold part of that. Then he had his last 40 acres.
When you're bullying someone, you're not making them feel bad about
He still
themselves.
lives there, I think. But I think
You're making them feel bad that you
they
exist.
sold property. They sold property to somebody.
See, all of us got the same question when we're being victimized. Why? Why would you do this? What would make you think this is okay to do to another human being, like these officers who think that it's okay to be horrible excuses for human beings towards homosexuals and the LGBT community? Meanwhile, some of my predators, despite the fact that I stick up for the LGBT community as a whole, many of my predators were homosexuals.
He owned all that.
When I was sexually assaulted as a child, it was primarily
And
male.
he sold all them to developers.
As an adult, it's been primarily females.
Houses there.
Females who didn't think that they had to take no for an answer. Females like Nicole Gerald.
Yeah, so the only you probably come away for details and he used to make hay every year on the rest. That's how he fed his cows.
Sexism is not necessary. But this is what you've chosen.
What do they give for something like that, I wonder?
Did Dino kill
Around $2.50 a night?
Ryan Farmer and Jared Wallace because he's an evil person? No, he did it because when he was trying to leave, Haley Smith wanted to start trouble,
They look pretty nice.
wanted to jump on his vehicle, and according to Pierre, tried jumping through his driver's side window while he's in the vehicle. Ryan Farmer and Jared Wallace ended up dead because they wanted to physically assault Dino, along with another boy who also got stabbed. Dino did the right thing. I liked Brian Farmer. He was nice. At least what I saw of him. Same thing with Jared Wallace. He was nice as far as what I saw of him. But they're dead because they deserved it. They're dead because they couldn't control their emotions.
Why are they building so nice apartments?
They wanted to impress a girl by the name of Haley Smith, and it got them killed. What are the consequences for Haley Smith?
So they can look like shit in 5 years.
Keep going to town, right?
There